Hey G fans, with the release of the latest Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer, the internet as well as YouTube has gone Burning Godzilla crazy. This is all due to one small bit of a scene that looks like it could be the foot of Godzilla, except it has a cracked and burning texture similar to what could be the monsterverse's version of Burning G from none other than Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. Now before I go into my thoughts on just what this could be, I want to remind you guys that we may have already glanced over yet another Godzilla power-up that is seen in the trailer, and it may have caused the difference in Godzilla's design from his last movie appearance to the more Toho-inspired look we see now. Godzilla is clearly more muscular and defined with slightly thinner legs and more pronounced toes. We can also see this trend carry on in his chest and shoulders, looking much larger along with more developed arms and claws. And of course, there are those spines, which are less jagged now and have the classic design. Godzilla is an ancient creature, and although he's been growing all this time, I don't believe that these changes simply happen over time between the two films. You see, I have a theory that Godzilla will either be defeated at one point by Ghidorah, or he's going to be sleeping or out of action for some reason, and Monarch is going to use a nuke to either heal or power him up. If this is the case, and I love the idea if it is, then I think this is where Godzilla is pushed into a permanent, more powerful stage. This has already happened in the Heisei era with Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Here, time-traveling Futurians from the 23rd century convinced the people of Japan to allow them to move the Godzillasaurus away from the atomic testing site so that it doesn't change into Godzilla. Unfortunately, they also left the genetically created Dorats at the same testing site in order to create King Ghidorah in his place. This plan would backfire, however, as it seems that Godzilla's creation is destined to happen in any nuclear environment. The Godzillasaurus wouldn't be mutated by the testing from the 1950s. Instead, it would be changed when coming into contact with a Russian nuclear submarine that was lost in the Bering Strait in the 1970s. Japan now desperately needed to return Godzilla in order to drive off the new threat, King Ghidorah. They had no way of knowing that the Godzillasaurus had already become Godzilla, so they sent a submarine with nuclear weapons in as an offering in order to create Godzilla. He does find the submarine and powers up even further, going from 80 meters to 100 meters in height. Some have called the 100-meter Heisei Godzilla Supercharged Godzilla, so this design change in King of the Monsters could be Mike Dougherty's homage to that version of the Big G. I would like to say, however, that when I normally think of Supercharged Godzilla, I actually think of Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 in the Heisei era, where we see Fire Rodan sacrificing its life energy, creating a Supercharged Godzilla. This could offer yet another possibility for a Supercharged G, but it's also my belief that this could lead to a burning stage as well. So here's that clip again that everyone thinks is Godzilla's foot ablaze after he changes into Burning Godzilla. I have to say that it does look possible that this could be the Big G's foot, but it could just as well be Rodan, who we all know has a lava texture on its body. Could even be one of the other unknown new titans that we have yet to see in the film. But let's just say that it is Burning Godzilla. How would Burning Godzilla be created in King of the Monsters? Well, it's possible that if my theory is true that Monarch uses a nuke in order to charge up Godzilla so that he can defeat King Ghidorah, then it's possible that he absorbs too much nuclear energy from today's more powerful nukes and becomes unstable, leading to Burning Godzilla. Now that definitely works because it's similar to how the Heisei Godzilla went into its burning stage, but I'd like to propose another idea of how Godzilla could reach a status that may light him up similar to what we see in the trailer and similar to the Heisei Burning G. You see, in the past, both Mothra and Rodan have used their last bit of energy upon dying to power up an ally in order to defeat a stronger enemy. Mothra did this by sacrificing herself to protect the guardian monster Ghidorah in Godzilla GMK, transferring her life energy into Ghidorah, creating King Ghidorah. On the same token, Fire Rodan died in a similar act in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, transferring his power into Godzilla. I could easily see either Mothra or Rodan sacrificing themselves in order to help Godzilla fight Ghidorah during the movie's climax, and if this happened, it would be a perfect place to pay homage to those earlier films and have their last act power up Godzilla into a burning-like status that he could use in order to defeat Ghidorah. Now to me this would make more sense with Mothra, as she has died frequently in the films, but she's always able to be reborn again through eggs and larvae. Whereas with Rodan, even though we've seen 2 of them in the past, we've only seen 1 in the monsterverse to date. So what do you guys think will happen in King of the Monsters? Will Godzilla get supercharged, become burning, or both? If you count my idea that a burning Godzilla could be attained by gaining power from a dying titan like Rodan or Mothra, then I have to say both. Otherwise, at the very least, we're gonna get a supercharged G. To be honest, this is just a fun idea I had. Either way, unless it happens in some silly way, then I'll take the new design of Godzilla no matter how it happens. What do you guys think about these theories? Do you think Godzilla simply grows into that new design, or is he powered into it? Did we see Burning Godzilla here in the trailer, or do you think this is Rodan or some other titan? Is Mothra gonna sacrifice herself in order to power up Godzilla to another level? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And as always, your comments, likes, and subscriptions go a long way towards helping the channel grow. Thanks again guys, take care, and I hope to see you next time.